This time next week, ladies and gentlemen, this time next week, we are going to be very close to knowing if Jurgen Klopp and this Liverpool side are going to lift European Cup number 6 above their heads. 7 days on our countdown, 7 days until Liverpool take on Spurs at the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium in Madrid. I hope you're all buzzing. This is the last weekend we have to make do without European Cup final. Next weekend is when the action happens. There's a lot for us to get through. There's transfer news. There's transfer bullshit as well. And there's everything else that goes in between, ladies and gentlemen. This is your show. Welcome to the Anfield Agenda. Welcome to the Late Night Agenda. Please do let me know what you want to talk about. How are we? I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. It is Saturday. The sun has been shining in Ireland and life is pretty damn good. Right, let's see who we've got in. Loads of people saying unsubstantiated rumours. God almighty, you did pick one to start with there, Craig, didn't you? Right, here we go, ladies and gents. Let's get through all your comments. Hello, mate. I didn't get a notification. Well, we're only 30 seconds live, Scotty, so you timed it perfectly, my friend. Right, let me start with the big story of the day, because this is to me when transfer window starts. This is when the craziness begins. So the fun really started today when Memphis Depay, whilst wearing a red suit, boarded a red plane and said "Merci Leon" on an Instagram post. This of course led to Liverpool fans doing what Liverpool fans do in these situations, tracking that motherfucking plane right across Europe. Now, the sad news is the plane didn't land in Liverpool. The plane didn't even land in the UK. The plane landed in Rotterdam, and it looks as if he's going to meet up with his international teammates or something like that. But still, it is the start of the fun, and that doesn't mean it's the end of this whole situation around Memphis Depay, because he's dropping hints, ladies and gentlemen. He's dropping hints left, right and centre. What do you think? Is this going to happen? Is Memphis Depay going to become a Liverpool player? I don't know, is the honest answer from me. So I want help. I want help from you guys here. I want to know your thoughts on this one. I absolutely love these parts. So you see the Mercedes Vito van post. You see plane tracking information. You see the people saying, oh, it's veering right. It looks like it might be going to Liverpool. Oh, no, actually, hang on. It's on its way. It could be going to Holland. I love it. I live for this stuff. Transfer window madness. Let it begin. And nobody does transfer window madness better than Liverpool fans. I love them. God bless each and every one of you mad lunatics out there that do this stuff, because it's brilliant. And more of it, please. Right, we'll get to Van Dijk. Chronic Diesel, mate. We will get to Van Dijk. Don't you worry about that, pal. I have a lot to say on that subject. Depay in a red suit and a red plate at Anthony Cronin. What else we got? Did you talk about the links from João Pedro from Brazil? We spoke about them yesterday, Sean, on the show, mate. I can go back over them a little bit later on if needs be. But why would he say thank you to Leon? Maybe because he's leaving. I would say it looks like he is going to leave Leon, mate. As you said, he said "Merci to Leon," which suggests, you know, thank you for the memories. I'm on my way out. Whether that's to Liverpool, whether that's somewhere else, I don't know. This is the whole fun and the cryptic nature of social media and football transfers. Mig said, looks like Depay to Liverpool is happening. What's up, Craig? Said Cam Vlogs. How are you, mate? Welcome. Fletcher Dyers just let me know that Barcelona have scored. So what's that now? 2-1, is it? In the Copa del Rey final to Valencia, as we record this, of course. Domestic Butler said, love it. So funny. It's brilliant, isn't it, mate? It's absolutely brilliant. Nobody does transfer mayhem like Liverpool fans. Nobody. I don't care. Whether it's Mercedes Vitos, whether it's aeroplanes, whether it's taxi drivers passed on information, somebody working at Melwood. It doesn't matter. I love it. I live for this stuff. Now, the ITKs, of course, can go and fuck themselves. The ITKs that are purposely misleading people and putting out information there, going front ways, sideways, and every which way with their misinformation. They have a special place in hell, because they're just doing it to grow their accounts. Craig, what made you want to go on 888 Sports? I suppose, do you know what? Of all the things I've been asked about that whole filming situation, mate, that's the first time somebody's asked me what made me want to go on there. Honestly, it was a chance to see what a professional setup was like. It was a chance to publicise the channel. I'm not even going to lie about that. It was a massive opportunity for me to put myself on the channel out there to get people to know who we are. It was a chance to see how I would debate with other people around Liverpool subjects when the pressure was on in front of cameras, and it was just an experience that I couldn't turn down. I've had a few offers before. Actually, 888 had offered me a couple of times earlier on in the season to come over and do stuff, and I couldn't do it because of family commitment. So it worked out this time. They were very helpful, I have to say. It was done via an intermediary, but it was all very helpful. They were brilliant. I was looked after really well. And I'm glad I did it, and I'd do it again. I probably will end up doing it again next season at some point. Craig, Arsenal or Chelsea? Europa League final, take your pick. Arsenal. Definitely Arsenal, Rian. I don't like Chelsea, so I'm going with Arsenal. On that, interestingly, so we know we've had issues around fans not getting decent allocations for the Europa League final, the Champions League final and whatnot. Arsenal and Chelsea fans were only given 6,000 tickets each for a stadium that holds somewhere around 64,000, I believe, something like that. It seems as though both clubs have just about sold half of that allocation. And this isn't because fans couldn't be bothered. This isn't because fans don't want to go to the final. Far from it. From what I've read, Arsenal and Chelsea fans are just furious that, one, there is a severe lack of direct flights into Baku. I believe there isn't any direct flights from London, and the airport can only take so many charter flights. So those fans that have been lucky enough to be able to get on the charter flights are heading over. And of course there are fans that are going via other methods as well. But apparently even landing in neighbouring countries to make your way in can be very, very difficult and very, very long and very, very arduous. And it just goes back to the point that, why is it in Baku? Again, UEFA fucking up a massive own goal here. A massive, 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 massive competition and a massive, massive, massive day out for these fans ruined again. And I'm not talking about this because it's a Premier League centric type thing. This could have been Spanish clubs, French clubs, German clubs, Dutch clubs. It wouldn't make any difference. The Europa League final being held in Baku was a disgrace. It's absolutely ridiculous. Nothing against Azerbaijan or Baku as a city, of course. It looks spectacular. But where was the forward planning here? Where was the forward thought from UEFA? We know what's going on with Henrik Mkhitaryan, and he believes he can't travel because he doesn't believe his safety can be guaranteed. And that's a personal decision, and you've got to respect the man's beliefs and decision there, because of course he'd want to go and play in that final. Of course he would. It's madness, absolute madness, and I hope that this signals a bit of a wake-up call for UEFA that fans are turning down even their smaller allocations because they just can't get there. They just cannot find a way to get to Baku without remortgaging their houses or spending 3 days travelling each way or something ridiculous along those lines. We've seen Reds have a similar situation last year, although I don't think it was as bad as getting to Baku when we were in Kiev and they made it by hook or by crook, but that was a Champions League final. That was the premier competition in Europe. This season, of course, the Champions League final, as we know, takes place in Madrid. Much, much easier to get to, but even at that, even with it being a massive city like Madrid, we've heard of problems. We've heard of problems with hotel accommodation, with booking sites, cancelling people's pre-bookings because they booked them too early and basically got them too cheap, and they're pretending to say, oh, there's water damage in this and we had to cancel your booking, and then the booking appears elsewhere, or various other types of nonsense from travel companies. So again, UEFA, wake up. UEFA are guardians of European football. UEFA are supposed to be protecting European football and looking after the interests of the clubs, its fans, and all they seem to look after time and time again is themselves. So I really do feel for Arsenal and Chelsea fans in this situation. Boba Fett's in, my mate. How are you? Welcome. Messi is struggling. He's got Liverpool flashbacks. Good enough for him. I hope he just remembers Andy Robertson slapping him across the back of the head over and over and over again. Because he did have his flying ninja punch in the back of, was it Fabinho's head for that free kick? I think, was it Fabinho or Van Dijk? I can't remember. Or Matip. Either way, he had his flying punch into the back of one of their heads that got him the free kick in the first leg. Celtic won the treble. Congratulations to them, said Domestic Butler. Right, Craig, Fekir is another boost for Liverpool. Interesting. I believe I probably missed a load of comments on Memphis Depay, so I still want to know your thoughts on that, ladies and gents. Is Memphis Depay coming? Is this nonsense? Is he just teasing? I don't know. I really don't know what to believe in these situations. What's the situation with, I think you meant Depay there, Big Harv, was it? Trying to figure it out, mate. It looks like there is some interest here. I mean, there's too many coincidences, isn't there? The whole, you can put aside the red thing and the plane, but then you've got all the social media posts that they're highlighting around him and his Dutch colleagues that happen to be Liverpool players. A few other bits and pieces that just make you think there might be something to this. Now, until he's doing that Melwood lean, I suppose we're not going to know. What is Baku? Sounds like a sexual position. It is a city. Is it the capital of Azerbaijan? I believe it's probably the capital of Azerbaijan, but it is a city in Azerbaijan. And it looks wonderful, by the way. I don't mean to be knocking Baku as a city, because the pictures I've seen of Baku, it looks stunning and it looks like a wonderful place to take a trip to. But when you're talking about thousands of fans that need to get into the city, the airport needs to be able to process people. They've got to have enough hotel rooms, and people need to be able to make easy enough travel arrangements to get there. It looks a bit nonsensical yet again. Azerbaijan is massively rich in oil and gas. That's literally the only reason it's being played there, said Brian Morrissey. See, I didn't even know that about Azerbaijan, mate. I know very, very little about Azerbaijan. I'm extremely naive when it comes to that country. I just know there's a Grand Prix there. That's about it. Okay, what else we got? Some more comments. Craig, I hope we get a Ric Flair woo when the final comes on. Oh, you're getting one, mate. Don't you worry about that. There'll be a Ric Flair woo there just because. Just because. Well, either way, there's got to be one. Van Dijk won't go to Madrid, surely. We'll get on to that a little bit later on. Yeah, I've got very strong feelings on this, but we will get on to it. Jean-Michel Aulas, the Lyon president, has also had a little bit to say about potential Liverpool target Nabil Fekir. Now, we all know how close that transfer deal was last year. We've seen the leaked pictures of him holding up the shirt. We don't know what caused the deal to fall apart. All we can do is guess, and the guesswork seems to suggest that it was something to do with the knee, or the way the knee was rebuilt. So, Aulas was speaking and he said, "Thanks Nabil for bringing what he brought. We have an understanding to let him go." So it looks like Nabil Fekir, with 1 year remaining on his Lyon contract, is being allowed to leave by Jean-Michel Aulas, or as we like to call him on this channel, Johnny Cunty Locks. I don't know where that came from, by the way, but that's the nickname we gave him on the channel many, many moons ago when we first started and this whole Fekir situation was coming about. It just happened to be around the time we launched the channel. Would you really want an ex-Man United player playing for our club? It wouldn't bother me that he's an ex-Manchester United player, Steve. That doesn't make any difference to me whatsoever. All I want are the right players for this football club, and the players with the right attitude for this football club. Yeah, I wouldn't hold the United thing against them one way or the other, mate. It doesn't make a difference to me. I mean, we have Evertonians that have played for Liverpool. We've had Manchester United fans that have played for Liverpool. You have Raheem Sterling now, who played for Liverpool and is playing for Manchester City, but has come out openly and said that he was a Manchester United fan when he was younger. Doesn't make any difference to his level of performances on the pitch. But and that being said, I've always had issues around worrying about Memphis Depay's attitude. But if he comes, he's coming because Jurgen Klopp believes that he can either tame that attitude, or maybe that attitude just doesn't exist and it's just him kind of trying to flex on social media or whatever. Gavin Ennis Rossiter said, "Good evening, mate. I've seen a few people post that Depay has a very bad attitude. I think Depay is just an attention seeker and has seen all these rumours and is taking the piss." There absolutely is something to that as well, mate. And until we hear something from the likes of James Pearce, Paul Joyce, something around this confirming that Liverpool, even Melissa Reddy and the likes of what I would call the reliable journalists from a Liverpool centric perspective, I'm with you. I'm just taking it all as gossip and rumours and innuendo. I do love a bit of shithousery, by the way, so if this is just Depay taking the piss, then I have to say I do like it. Apparently the suit he's wearing to his flight is the same suit he wore when signing for United. Probably not true, but that's what I was told on Twitter. I haven't got a clue. I mean, I honestly haven't got a clue. It is mad that people even try and find this stuff out, though. Baku is the capital of Azerbaijan, said Lakisi1. Thank you very much. Or Lakis1, excuse me. Craig, Baku was gorgeous, but not for a football game, said Stephen Richards. Forget Depay, Neresh, Ziyech, cheaper and better, said Phenomenal Empire. I'm all over Neresh, mate. I'm absolutely hoping that Liverpool do go after Neresh. But I want to have a little conversation around the whole thing about Nabil Fekir. Is this going to happen? Is there anything to this, or is this just Jean-Michel Aulas looking to put Leon's name and Fekir's name in the media again? Because we do know the man likes the sound of his own voice and has consistently kept this conversation alive about Fekir. What do you think? Will it happen? Won't it happen? I'd love to know your thoughts. Anthony Cronin said, "Craig, I've lost a stone." Congratulations, mate. That's really, really good. I'm proud of you. Well done. Keep going. Fekir on a free, said Dirty Girl. They won't let him go, mate, or they won't let him go on a free. They'll get something done this summer because Leon will want to bring in the money. Sassy said, "No clue if you've touched on this already, but what's your opinion on De Ligt and the United links?" I haven't touched on it. Looking at Mark Goldbridge do a little bit in it last night. I've seen a clip on Twitter where he says he doesn't believe it to be true, but I've seen a few people today, who was it, Miguel Delaney, I think, came out and said that Manchester United are very much interested in De Ligt. Now, I think what Mark was trying to say is it was very unlikely De Ligt would choose United. But Miguel Delaney seemed to come out today and say that they have a strong interest in him. We know they were looking at Koulibaly as well, and we know that Manchester United very much need to strengthen in the defensive areas, particularly at centre-back. Will De Ligt go there? I've no idea. I mean, I couldn't tell you. When you've got clubs like Bayern Munich looking at him, perhaps Juventus looking at him, Barcelona being very, very, very strongly linked to him, I wonder, is this just some last minute negotiating or a bait and switch from his agent to try and get a better deal or get things sped along so that he can sign for Barcelona? Because that's where I believe he'll end up. In saying that, anything can happen in football. Anything. It would be a very, very strange decision from his perspective to go to United, unless he's been given a ton of wages. But even at that, he's going to make a lot of money over the course of his career anyway. He's only 19 years of age. He's got at least 13 years at the top level, maybe even more in his career. And the way the wages are now, you'd imagine he's going to make hundreds of millions over the course of his career probably. Fekir is brilliant, said Fletcher. Dyer, what's up to the pie plane thing? He boarded a red plane in a red suit, and that plane was being tracked by Liverpool fans across Europe, and it landed in Rotterdam. It's brilliant. I love Liverpool fans. They were absolutely lunatics. Now, not that I have the wherewithal to start tracking planes, but there are some people that are well versed in these transfer rumours. Why am I stalling with the Van Dijk news? Why don't you go fuck yourself, Danny? How about that one, mate? Bye bye to you. Who the fuck do you think you are, mate? Coming onto our channel saying why you stalling with the Van Dijk news? Because it's a 2-hour motherfucking show, mate, and I don't go through everything in 30 seconds here. This isn't 1 minute news updates. Why are you stalling with the Van Dijk news? Kiss my ass. Can you put VVD up before they go to the Champions League final? I love that people are doing this, that people are trying. As you can see today, somebody suggested yesterday, James Milner, number 7 days to go, make it happen. Connor did. I'm sure we can do the Van Dijk thing as well. Lee Newman said, I'm a United fan, not too confident of getting De Ligt, but a good reliable Spanish source has stated that we're close to signing him. There you go. I don't know, Lee. Honestly, mate, I've no idea what's going to happen with Matthias De Ligt. Whoever gets him's getting one hell of a player. If that's United, then that's United. But they're going to get a very good player, whoever signs him. LMA said, thank you for doing my idea of putting Milner 7th on today. No problem. I told you we tried to do it, and Connor is a man of his word and got it done. Is Kane back for Spurs, asks Clarky Burnley FC? Yes, I believe so, mate. Everything I've read suggests that he will be fit and available. Well, I say fit to an extent, and available to play for Spurs in that final. Now, whether Pochettino decides to start with him or not, I don't know. Stevie Richer said, Craig, we've been linked with re-signing Suso. Yeah, that's never gone away. That's been linked for a couple of years. Suso has said he's got unfinished business. I can't remember if he said he's unfinished business with Liverpool or unfinished business in the Premier League. I'm sure I read something about that last season. Nah, I can't see it happening, to be honest, mate. He's done alright at AC Milan. I just still don't see him as being good enough to play for us, if I'm being honest about it. Sometimes I have no idea if there's any truth to it either, by the way. Phenomenal Empire said Barcelona won't meet De Ligt's terms. He wants 300 grand a week at least. United are willing to pay, plus his agent is looking for United money. Only way Liverpool can, I don't know what you're trying to say, is wages and VVD influence. I don't think Liverpool want them, mate. That's the thing. It seems like Liverpool aren't really pushing that hard for another like world class, top quality, ready made centre back like we got with Virgil van Dijk. Barcelona, there's no. I think he'll end up at Barcelona personally, unless United go really, really, really big. And if the player is motivated by money and money alone, then you know that's on him. And a move to Manchester United, maybe Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will sell him a vision. I want to be some feckin' vision. To be fair, what would be some storytelling going on there? But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens. Any Liverpool fans who sign a player, which is more likely, I don't know what that means. Fun Elite Game would say, Craig, I got the new Liverpool jersey today with the Premier League badge. Nice. I hope you like it. I love the jersey. I'm giving this one a wear because, you know, I can't really wear it for much longer because I'm not really somebody that likes to wear last season's shirts or anything. So I said I'd throw it on today and get a few more wears out of it before the season's over. Sophie Ann said, hey, please Liverpool take Matroglu and Jermaine, they're top class players. They're nowhere near good enough to play for Liverpool Football Club, to be fair. Done alright. at Marseille, but nowhere near the level of playing for Liverpool Football Club. Skylar said, Craig, if you played football, which is for Liverpool, and they had to send you out on loan, only 2 teams are interested, Manchester City, Manchester United, where would I go? To Tranmere Rovers, mate, and beg them to take me, because there's no way Liverpool are sending a player out on loan to City or United, mate. I just refuse to go. I'll just stay and fight for my place. There's no way. Varane, question mark. No, not seen it. Liverpool aren't going to go big on a centre back. It's just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. Scotty said, congratulations to Tranmere Rovers and get promoted to League One. Absolutely. I think it's back-to-back promotions, isn't it? For Tranmere Rovers. Great to see them back up in League One. I still think of them as a championship club personally, so I'd like them to push on and try and make a play next season to go one further. I support Arsenal, so beat Spurs. We'll do our best, mate. That is the plan. 7 days to go, said Salah the King. 7 little days to go. It is... Oh, the excitement's really building, I'm not going to lie. Especially in my house. I'm walking around looking at things, trying to figure out what way we'll do streams for the game and stuff. I can't wait. Barca are losing the final and we ruined them. Get in Valencia. What's the current score there, mate? It was 2-1 last I seen. Reina coming back as number 2 would be class. Great to have him around the club again. I love that idea, Wrigley Mick. I have to say, I've been very open in saying that I'd like Grabara or Caoimhín Kelleher to get promoted up as a number 2. But if the club want to go and get an experienced number 2, I mean, I've seen the links to Adrian as well, and I'd have no issues with him. He's a very good, decent goalkeeper. But Pepe Reina coming in. Can you imagine Reina and Alisson on the training ground, working on their distribution together from the ground, because both of them with the ball at their feet are exceptional, and add to that what they could then teach the younger goalkeepers? For me, that would be perfect. Absolutely. I know Reina's 36, I believe, but he's not going to play much, if the truth be told. So for me, him or Adrian, I would absolutely be fine with either one to come in. Story time with Ole, said Boya. I like that one, mate. Would you swap Salah for Messi, Craig? What if Barca offered you that? To be honest, it's a very difficult decision, because I truly believe that Lionel Messi is not the Lionel Messi of 2 or 3 years ago, but at the same time is still capable of influencing and changing the game at the drop of a hat. Honestly, no. I don't think he'd have the work rate. I don't think he'd be capable of the work rate to play in our system. Talent wise, look, he's the greatest footballer of my generation. I'm not trying to mock Lionel Messi here in any way, shape or form. I'd be an idiot to do so. But nah, not right now. Now Mbappe, I did say I would happily use him as a bargaining chip, or anybody to get Mbappe, but nah, not for Messi. But I do love Messi. He is unbelievable. This shirt is nicer in person, said Red Hulk. The new shirt, yes, it is lovely. What position do you think we need to strengthen the next season to win the league? We need a backup full back. People keep saying left back, but I think we need somebody that can cover both sides. We need 2 more attackers for me. And in midfield, it depends what happens with the likes of Lallana and Shaqiri. And there's a little bit of news that went around there earlier on. Hang on. I have so many notes for tonight's show. Sorry, just bear with me. Here we go. So there's more reports today that say that Liverpool plan on selling Sheridan Shaqiri and replacing him with Villarreal Samuel Chukwueze. Now, I know very little about Chukwueze. I spoke about it last night as well, but I did do a little bit of research on him today because I wanted to have some information. So he's 20 years of age. He's left-footed. Apparently prefers to play on the right-hand side. People say he can also play as a 10 and through the middle. And what we do know about Jurgen Klopp signings in the forward positions is that he likes versatile players that can play in anywhere across the front 3 or even in the 10. And he seems like the type of player that can do that. But the whole thing about moving Shaqiri on, to me, I would much rather see an article that suggested this and then said we're going to move Adam Lallana on, because that makes more sense. Shaqiri's still, what, 26, something like that, years of age, whereas Lallana's, what, 30, 31, something like that, and injury prone. So for me, I would look to move Lallana on if we're to bring in this kind of a player. Like, that's just my opinion though. Again, I'd love to know what you guys think. I'm trying to get through as many of your comments as I can, excuse me, so please bear with me. I'm even starting to speak quicker. As the channel grows, I'm trying to even speak quicker so I can get through more comments. Would you sign Trippier? Craig? No, he's dog shit, mate. No way would I sign Kieran Trippier. He's another one of these overhyped, overblown English players that is nowhere near as good as the media make him out to be. Ben said, I'm a Liverpool fan, so completely unbiased, but I think Messi is the greatest of all time. Honestly, Ronaldo's quite overrated, just my opinion. I think Messi is the greatest player of our generation. I can't say of all time because I've never seen peak Maradona. I've seen the end of Maradona's career. I've never seen Pele. I've never seen Puskás. I don't remember Georgie Best, so there are a lot of players and it's very hard to define a player, but what we can say is Lionel Messi is the best of this generation of footballers. I think that's, you know, I know people like Ronaldo, but I'm firmly in the Messi camp in that argument. I think we should get another world-class attacker like Fekir or Werner, said Jack Irwin. Stuff on Werner today seems to be quiet on Liverpool, actually. Now, obviously, Leipzig were playing Bayern Munich in the cup final. It was 3-0 last season to Bayern Munich in that one. And Timo Werner was, of course, playing for Leipzig. Loads of links linking him with a move to Bayern Munich. Now, what I would say is, we spoke about this last night as well, German clubs tend to like to do business early. Borussia Dortmund have gone and gotten 3 players in the door straight away, and I think Bayern Munich will be looking to do the same. So if that move is going to happen, I would imagine it will happen early on in the window, so do keep an eye on that one. Sean Burke, I was watching the Istanbul final from 14 years ago today and preparing for next week. I did the very same thing, Sean. Today is Istanbul Day, for those of you that don't know that. And the game was on. There was a 3-hour programme on LFC TV about the game, and they had Brian Reid on there. They had, God, I can't remember who the other 2 journalists were on there. And they were talking and reliving their memories about the game and what they were doing and what certain parts of the game meant to them. And it was great. It was wonderful to relive it, and I could watch it over and over and over again, and it would never ever get old. October said they can't take Shaqiri from me. It makes no sense to me, mate. I mean, if you're going to move 2 of them on, fair enough, but Lallana surely would have to go ahead of Shaqiri if you're going to move somebody on. 2-1 to Valencia full time, said Joanne Fisher. Congratulations to Valencia and congratulations to Liverpool on absolutely ruining Lionel Messi. And yeah, there you go. Talk of trebles for Barcelona not so long ago, and now they've won the Liga. Fair play to them. I think he's won the European Golden Shoe as well for this 6th or 7th time. So congratulations to Lionel Messi for that one. But first year as a captain, he wanted to win the treble. Didn't happen. He has to make do with the league. No deal. Keep Shaqiri, said Kister. Would I like DEPAY to join? Asked Scott Truitt. I wouldn't mind Scott. See, I'm of the mindset, mate, that he wouldn't be my top priority, but my only issue is around his mentality and his attitude. But as I've said repeatedly, anybody that signs for us, I push that to one side because I know Jurgen Klopp will have looked into their background, will have spoken to them, and the likes of Barry Hunter and the other scouts will have looked at him playing in various situations, looked at him when they're losing games, looked at him when they're winning games, studied his body language, done everything that you need to do to, you know, to do a deal of around 40 or 50 million quid. You're going to do your research. So if DEPAY signs or DEPAY comes to the club, I've no issues with it because I know Jurgen Klopp will have done his due diligence on this, and I can't question Jurgen Klopp. His transfer record speaks for itself at Liverpool. Louis said, I think DEPAY's plane was just to the Netherlands training camp, so I bet he was just teasing us. Yeah, it was, mate. It landed in Rotterdam. It looked like he's gone to meet up. I think, are they in the what's that fucking nonsense League of Nations thing? Are they in the finals of the League of Nations? I don't know. When you're Irish, you tend not to follow too much international football. You know, Alisson, his wife, is pregnant and the baby is due at the Champions League final. I did see that. I don't know what to make of it. I'm actually refusing to even acknowledge it in my head, top man, because the thoughts of him not playing would freak the shit out of me. But I mean, it's the man's family, so you know, we're gonna have to wait and see. But I hope everything is okay. Did you watch the 6-a-side training in Marbella? Intense. Trent looks totally amped. I did. Stephen Richards sent me a clip of it, so thank you to Stephen for that. They're all ready to go. The thing is to just make sure that there's so much downtime between the season finishing, was it May the 12th and June the 1st, so it's about keeping the guys in peak physical condition but having them really peaking as much as possible. They need their rest and recuperation after a long season, but you can't let that freshness go away, and this is why we've got some of the best medical team, some of the best sports scientists, the best nutritionists, and Klopp has again done a brilliant job there, bringing in, was a Kornmeier from Bayern Munich, and I can't remember who the other person was, because he wants the best of the best for Liverpool, and I love it. And you can see the results. Small little incremental increases at the top level can be the difference. Madrid wants Van Dijk. Is there anybody Madrid and Barca don't want? Right, look, I've teased long enough about the Van Dijk thing. Let me get down to it. I know that dude earlier on, who's definitely put a thumbs down on the video, by the way. Definitely, always going to be calling me a cunt, he is, without a shadow of a doubt. So Madrid plan to try and sign Virgil van Dijk if Sergio I am a cunt Ramos moves on this summer. The Spanish media, they just need to go away at this point. Marca, I'm looking at Marca especially here, because this is who I believe this originated from. I seen the story on Sky Sports, but they're quoting Marca, who are basically a mouthpiece for Real Madrid, to the best of my knowledge. And they need to go away. Just shut up. Virgil van Dijk is not going anywhere. He would be going backwards right now to go to Madrid. Madrid are a club that are up shit creek. Madrid brought in Zinedine Zidane as a Hail Mary to try and sort out the issues that are going on there. They've an ageing squad. The losing Ronaldo was a massive loss to them, and they haven't replaced them. But the report also goes on to suggest that if they can't get Virgil van Dijk, which of course they won't be getting, because Virgil van Dijk is in love with Liverpool Football Club. He's not going anywhere. He's got a job to do here. He wants to lift, well, I say lift, he wants to win the Premier League title. So the report also suggests that if they can't get Van Dijk, they're going to look at Matthias de Ligt, Koulibaly and Jimenez. So they're just randomly naming centre-backs there, I think. It's craziness. I mean, where do they think Madrid are getting the money for Eden Hazard, for possibly Neymar? They're looking at Mbappe. Now they're talking about Van Dijk. They've looked at Christian Eriksen as well. They've talked about a couple of other midfielders that I can't remember at this moment in time. They're just being linked to absolutely everybody. They have to move players on. They have a massive wage bill there. Gareth Bale is in dreamland at the minute, because he's just sitting there knowing that whatever happens, he holds all the cards in that situation. Madrid, I mean, the media like to make out like this is going to be a really straightforward thing for Madrid. Move on all these players, bring in all these new players. It's just not going to happen that easily. Even Hazard, that's struggling, because they've apparently offered £88 million or €100 million, something like that, for Eden Hazard, and Chelsea are holding out for £130 million. And let's wait and see. But yet there's still belief that the deal for Hazard will get done in the time between the Europa League final and the Nations League, when the clubs meet up. Or when the countries meet up, I should say. So yeah, take from that what you want. It does look like Hazard will probably end up at Real Madrid. I mean, the guy's been wearing Zinedine Zidane pyjamas for the last 2 weeks and just walking around his gaff, looking at his phone constantly. I like to think he looked at my 888 video where I called him a bit of a fraud as well. I know I'm in your head, Eden. I know I am, mate. Don't even lie about it. You know I'm in there. I'm in there. I'm not really, but however. Oh, phone alert. Nope, just have to check. Just have to check, because you never know. Could be a bit of transfer news. They had bid they had £90 million bid for Koulibaly, rejected. Said, oh dog, was this United, mate, or Real Madrid? The journalists think it's FIFA career mode. Honestly, the Spanish media outlets are ridiculous. Like, if we're going to play a Spanish team for the week or two beforehand, you'll see our top players linked with that Spanish team. They love a bit of shithousery, and they're basically just mouthpieces for the top clubs in Spain. It's ridiculous. Liverpool want to sign Ramos so all the players can kick the shit out of him and send them on loan to Accrington Stanley, said Wrigley Mick. Did you see that last night? Somebody, and I don't know where this originated from, but somebody said that Liverpool and Manchester United were looking at Sergio Ramos. Come on. Come on! Who in their right mind would actually write that for anything else other than to trigger people and for clickbait? United, yes. United, I believe, did try and get Sergio Ramos. Was it last season or the season before? So there's some rumour, some truth to that to an extent. But even now, I would be amazed if United had anything to do with Sergio Ramos, because he's too old. Crosby Red said, love that Real Madrid and Barca are desperate for our players. Neither are dream destinations anymore. Particularly Real Madrid, I would say. I mean, they're in a Manchester United situation right now where they're they're a massive historic club that have won a lot of stuff, that still have a big reputation around the world, of course. Madrid more so than United recently because of the 3 Champions League wins back to back. But then it all fell apart, and players haven't been replaced. And it's the same at Manchester United, although I think Manchester United to more of an extent, because they just have taken their eye off the ball a little bit. But for both clubs, yeah, they're behemoths when it comes to football financing. I think are they 1 and 2 in the world, ranked the most valuable clubs. So even at that, it's big jobs for both of them. Brian Morris, he said, brilliant interview of Virgil van Dijk in the Guardian Football today. Check it out, it's free. RIP Barcelona, said Vigo. I found out I'm going to be a dad on the night we destroyed Barca. I'll never forget my amazing double celebration. That is absolutely wonderful, mate. Congratulations. That's brilliant. Congratulations to you and the lady in question. That is absolutely class. Brilliant. I mean, I can't imagine what your emotions must have been that night. I mean, wow. Well in. I think every Liverpool fan hates Ramos. I hate him, said Jack Irwin. Yes, I would say you're fairly safe to say that, mate. Transfer fake news is the funniest and most stupid thing, said Cam Vlogs. Do you think we should go for Fekir again? Yeah, I do. I have to say, Ethan, I've been very honest about the fact that I was really disappointed when that fell through last year, because he was one of those players that when you heard his name linked, you went, oh yeah, that makes sense. Oh yeah, I'd love it to happen, mate. I really would. What do you guys think, though? Do you think there's any hope in this happening? We have actually got 430 something people in the chat now tonight, which I think is the most we've had for quite a while. So hello to everybody that's in. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Thank you so much for giving us some of your Saturday, I will say evening, but I don't know what part of the world you're watching in. If you're enjoying the stream, ladies and gents, as you can see, we're 111 away from 16,000 subscribers. I don't know how many new people there are, but if you're enjoying it, please do hit that subscribe button and help us try and hit 16k before the Champions League final. And to our regulars, you know what I always ask you at this point, guys, can you give a thumbs up to the stream? I don't even know if it makes any difference, but it looks good, and I like that it looks good. So please, if you've got a second, please do that. I want to take your attention away and talk about a giveaway, because you know we like giving shit away. I think we've given around 10 shirts away in our first season as a channel, and we do have a competition running over on Twitter as well, where sorry, I thought I was going to cough. Myself and Connor are giving away this year's new home shirt, or the goalkeeper shirt, and we're going to announce the winner of that in our charity stream after the Champions League final. So to be able to chance to win that, all you have to do is go over to our Twitter account, retweet the tweet, follow us on Twitter, and make sure you're subscribed on here. But you guys know we've worked with a couple of companies this year. We've worked with Score Draw, we've worked with 3 Retro, 2 companies that make the replica LFC kits, you know, the older kits, so the kits from the 70s, 80s, stuff like that. And we've had great working relationship with those 2 companies, and I cannot thank them enough for everything that they've done for the channel and the backing that they've given us right from the start. But there's a new company that we've started doing a little bit of work with as well. You might have seen something on our Twitter account about this. We've currently got a giveaway running where we're giving away a signed Robbie Fowler picture from the 2001 treble winning season when Liverpool won the what was it called back then? The UEFA Cup. Sorry, I was going to say the Europa League. So yeah, I want to have a little shout out to All Star Signing. So we've been running a giveaway with them, as I've said before, over at allstarsignings.com, and they've given us a discount code for our subscribers. Now, I want to take a second to explain something, because I like to be as transparent as possible on here. If you're on the site and you see anything there that you fancy, if you put the code AS10, so AS10, AS10 at the checkout, you'll get 10% off absolutely anything at allstarsignings.com. They have loads and loads and loads of stuff on there. These are an extremely legitimate company, ladies and gentlemen. You can go onto their website, you will see endless amounts of players sitting there signing shirts. They are 100% legit, and I would not even think about partnering with them if they weren't, but they are 100% legit. So what I want to explain was, when we talk to companies like All Star Signings, we make sure that rather than us taking a commission or a cash payment for partnering up with these companies, we always ask them that rather than paying us, could they give us giveaways or stuff to give away, because we want to look after our subscribers and our followers. And that's what we've been doing. That's what we've done with every company that we've worked with. So even with this 10% off code, this isn't one of those codes where you buy something and we get money. I can promise you that is not the case. We don't want money. We've turned that down. We've turned it down numerous times, because we just say, look, rather than giving us money, can you give us stuff to give away? So we're going to be working on some more giveaways as well. And I hope that we have another good long-standing relationship with allstarsignings.com, and that we'll give some more stuff away over the coming months. And I know we will have something coming up soon. I'm just waiting for confirmation on it. So again, thank you so much to All Star Signings, to Tree Retro, the Score Draw, and other people that we've worked with in our first season. We hope to continue to be able to bring you guys more giveaways, because who doesn't like free shit? I love free shit. Score Draw were kind enough to send me a retro shirt at one point as well, so massive thank you for that. But yeah, allstarsignings.com. Have a look. If you see it and you like AS10, and you'll get 10% off absolutely anything in your basket on there. Now, if you're watching and you're not just a Liverpool fan, they recently had Thierry Henry there signing Arsenal stuff. They've got Spurs stuff, I believe, on there as well. Loads and loads of stuff. Have a look at it. We also have a tweet about it over on our Twitter account, so check it out there. Again, sorry I took some time out of the stream to talk about that, but I always want to be transparent. I want to let you guys know everything, because this is your channel. It's not about me and Connor. It's about a community. We've said that from day one. Anything we talk about with money related, we're going to be open. We're going to let you guys know about it. The thought of Mignolet playing in the final makes me shit the bed, said O-Dog. Thoughts on Man United getting the lit. Spoke about it just a few minutes ago, mate. I'm unsure if it'll happen or not. If they do, they'll probably have to pay him a massive wage. But if they get him, they're getting one hell of a footballer. Hello Craig, I'm logging in. What's the latest? We will go through everything again, Mark, mate. I'm only about probably 1/3 of the way through the news that I have to get through. That's why these streams have gone to 2-hour streams, because there's so much happening in the build up to the Champions League final week. I haven't even gotten into the rundown on what we're going to be doing on the channel. The interview with Cash, by the way, that we recorded yesterday, that's going to be going up tomorrow night. There won't be a late night agenda tomorrow night, because myself and Connor are flying over to Liverpool kind of late Sunday night, early Monday morning, so you know we're gonna have to get some rest. But I will try and do something in the afternoon, but we'll make sure you have that video with Cash to go through tomorrow night as well. And there'll be another one on Monday, because again we'll be in Liverpool, so Connor will have something up to make sure you've got some content on Monday. Do they have Andy Robertson's signature t-shirt? I couldn't tell you off the top of my head, mate. I don't know. You'd have to go on and check. I'll be lying. What else we got? What the fuck is this about Alisson not playing in the final? It's his missus is expecting a child, mate, around the day of the final. Now, whether, I don't know if it's true or not. I'd be amazed, because Alisson's been speaking all week about how much he wants to play in the final and how much it means to him. So I think he'll be playing personally. There's a video inside the Manchester City bus when it was attacked by our own kind of scumbags and calling Liverpool the worst city in England. Yeah, I've seen that, mate. Why are we bringing that up now, Joshua? That makes no sense. The whole Manchester City thing was last season, and we've been through it, and I've seen that video. I don't even want to really talk about it, mate, if that's okay, because I've had enough. I'm sick of fucking listening about Manchester City. What else we got? Somebody said something about United stuff. Where has it gone? Sorry, I'm trying to find a comment. Craig, I've heard the United stuff is free. I don't know, mate. I doubt that. Craig, who's going to be your sub-keeper for the Champions League final? Mignolet. 100% Simon Mignolet. Just watch the Istanbul highlights. Overcome, mate. Respect to that team. It was unbelievable, mate. Oh, I tear up all the time watching it. I'm not going to lie. It's still to this day. The amount of times I sit my daughter down and go, watch this, and then look at her and go, why aren't you crying? How dare you not be crying? Do you not understand how emotional this was? And she's just looking at me going, Dad, shut up. I don't care. What else we got? No way they'd sell VVD for less than... We're not selling them, full stop, mate. There is no chance that Liverpool Football Club are going to be selling Virgil van Dijk. None. Not this window, not next window, not the window after. Louis said, breaking, PSG owners have entered into discussions to purchase a stake in Leeds United, according to Financial Times. Them not being in Europe would probably mean there isn't a conflict of interest there. Again, we'll have to wait and see. Thank you, Craig, for your kind words. If it's a boy, I'm going to tell my better half we can name him Virgil. Nice. As I said, our son is called Lucas, and he's named after Lucas Leiva. I've said this many, many times on the stream. Patrick here, Retro Football Club from Italy, very good for Liverpool retro gear. Said Jen. Well, Patrick, sorry, I keep seeing Jen. Just change the name to Patrick, mate. Make it all easier for us. How much would Madrid pay for Van Dijk? I don't know, Nathan. I've no idea. I don't even want to entertain the thoughts of selling him. I think his value would have to be over 150 million at this moment in time, surely. Mr. Royal County said, Craig, I saw Ramos get tipped to go to United. When I saw this picture of Liverpool playing United rollerball, VVD was the only survivor. Yeah, I mean, I'd say United don't even want Sergio Ramos at this moment in time. He's 33. He has not played to the level that he had played at. To be fair, Sergio Ramos was a very, very good centre-back, but he's on the decline. Clarky Burnley said, bye-bye all, have a great evening. Same to you, mate, and have a lovely weekend. The only player who can guarantee will stay at Liverpool is Trent, said Kiernan. Yes, of course, I'd say Trent will probably be here for his entire career. I think he'll go on to captain Liverpool as well. Joseph said, I know having a kid is a huge deal. Is it Joseph or Joseph, mate? Excuse me. I know having a kid's a huge deal. I'm sure he wouldn't want to miss it for a thing, but he's a professional footballer at the highest level in the Champions League final. I think Liverpool would want to make him play anyway. There was a similar situation a few years back with, I think, Xabi Alonso. I think, at the time. And I think that's one of the things that might have caused a rift between himself and Rafa. Now, I could have this a bit wrong, so excuse me if I do. But just everything I've read about Alisson this week is suggesting that he fully intends to play in the Champions League final. Karius back and ready for a final? No, mate. Karius is staying at Besiktas for next season, and that will probably trigger the clause that means Besiktas have to buy him. Either way, he won't play for Liverpool again. Well, I'd be absolutely amazed if he played for Liverpool again. Can never say never. Stelfel said I'd want 200 million from Madrid, but they can't have Van Dijk. They can have Moreno. Well, he's going on a free, so unfortunately we wouldn't be able to get a penny for him. Thomas said Pepe Reina, new sub-keeper. Would you imagine? I'd love it. As I've said, I'd absolutely love it. It would make perfect sense for a year or two. Craig, which Spurs player do you think poses most of a challenge? Heung-min Son or Heung-sung-min or Son Heung-min? I can never remember the gentleman's correct name, but Son. Anyway, I think Son is a wonderful footballer, and yeah, on his day, hugely influential to a game. Of course, Christian Eriksen. I've seen what he's done. Like, he destroyed Ireland almost on his own for Denmark. But for me, Son would be the player that would worry me the most. Let's talk about incomings instead of bollocks talk of outgoings, said Adam Parks. If you have anybody in particular, Adam, mate, you want to chat about, please do put it in there, buddy, and I'll do my best to get to it. I would happily name my son Fernando after my icon. Was the reason I fell in love with football. Fernando Torres, said Jack. I'm not going to even lie, mate. The way he left was very hurtful, but Fernando Torres at Liverpool with Stevie G and the relationship that they built on the pitch was just sensational. Torres was unbelievable for Liverpool. Unbelievable. Yeah, absolutely sensational. Even that first game against Chelsea, great goal. Just call me Joe, mate. It's like Joseph. Then there you go, Joe. I'll try my best, Joe. Thank you, mate. Craig, can we please keep Ryan Kent? It looks as if that will be a no. Oliver, from hearing an interview with Ryan Kent a couple of weeks back, he said that as much as he does like Liverpool, he's getting a bit fed up with constantly going out on loan, then coming back in pre-season, trying to impress during pre-season, and then ending up going out on another loan. So you got to respect that from the young man. He just want to put down some roots and, you know, develop his game. So he's had so many loan spells, you couldn't begrudge him a proper move so he can put down roots and try and push on with his career. Obviously Rangers, he's been quite good there this season. We've seen Gary McAllister and Steven Gerrard say that they'd like to take him back. So again, we're going to have to wait and see what happens there. I think Gerrard wants to take him on another year's long loan, but Liverpool, I think, want something like 7 to 12 million from him. So maybe a loan with a loan to buy, but what's the thing at the end? A clause at the end of it, they have to pay X amount. I think that may be some way that could be settled. Craig, I've seen that we want a Fluminense player called João something for 40 million. I don't know who he is. Connor sent me a little bit of information on that last night, Dan. I don't know anything about the guy, nothing whatsoever about him, so I just get excited like everybody else. When you hear about South American footballers or Brazilians coming in, you kind of do sit up and take notice. Matip is better than Ramos at this moment, said Billy Donnelly. Probably true. Probably true, mate. Sorry if I missed this, Craig, but where are you watching the final? Talk me through your plans for the day. For him, it's barbecue, bevies, and a load of pre-match build-up. Yeah, so for me, mate, it's all going to be here. We're going to concentrate on trying to make sure we can put out as much content for you guys as possible. Dave from Dave's LFC Chats, Connor and Brian are going to join me at my house. We're going to do a preview show. So we'll probably start the game starts at 8. So we'll probably do the preview show from about 6 to 7, maybe take a half an hour break, then come back at 7:30 for the watch along of the game. That'll take us through till 10 o'clock, and then from 10:15 right through till God knows when, depending on the result, we're going to do a charity stream in aid of Cystic Fibrosis Ireland. My wife does the Dublin Ladies Mini Marathon every year in aid of Cystic Fibrosis Ireland, so we're going to do a charity stream for the post-match stream after the Champions League final. Every penny we take in from Super Chats, every penny we take in from ad revenue, and of course we'll put the direct link in there as well for people to donate directly on the I think it's an Everyday Hero page. I keep saying Just Giving, but I believe it's an Everyday Hero page. So yeah, we just wanted to do something nice, and as I said, I love my wife, so I wanted to try and support my wife in that. So yeah, that's my plans anyway. It's going to be messy, I can say that. Like, the lads are going to be locked. It's going to be fun. I can't wait. But you will have your watch along of the final as always. I can't wait. 7 days to go. 7 days. We've got a lot of build up as well. So we've got an interview with Cash that'll be aired tomorrow that I spoke about. The semi-finals with her, the 11 that she expects for the final. I think we spoke a little bit on transfers as well. Then on Tuesday, Dave Henry is going to come on and we're going to have a chat with him. Dave's going to be going over to Madrid. I don't think he has a ticket for the final, but I think he's just going around the city, so going to see what his plans are as well and get his thoughts. Dave is one of our contributors that lives in Germany, so might get a little bit of stuff around the Bayern Munich stuff, the Timo Werner, all that kind of stuff. On Wednesday, still trying to absolutely nail this down, but the plan is that Expressions will be coming on about 5 o'clock, I believe, on Wednesday. We're going to do some live stuff and a little bit of pre-recorded stuff, so you'll have Expressions on Wednesday, and then we will be doing a watch along of the Europa League final down on Wednesday night as well, and we might even do a late night agenda show. So again, loads of content Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. So we just build up. Myself and Connor are going to Liverpool on Monday. As I said, we're going to the Boss Night event in the M&S Bank Arena. I think it's in the Space, I believe it's called, which is like the convention centre or something, at the old Echo, basically, is what I know it as. So we're going to the Boss Night event over there. If you are going, or you're in the city of Liverpool and you're still thinking about going, I believe tickets are still available. They're priced, I think, around £22 to £25, something like that. But the good thing is, if you plan on going, it's what's the word I'm looking for? Basically it's an all-standing event, so if you buy your tickets you can come and meet up with us, so we can all go in together, we can have some fun, and let us know if you are going. I know a couple of people have gotten in touch already. You can get us on our email address, AnfieldAgenda@outlook.com, AnfieldAgenda@gmail.com. Get us on our social media platforms. Any way you want to get in touch, just let us know. I would love to meet up with some people and head in there and have some fun. We're hoping to get an interview with the guys from Boss Night as well. We've been in contact with, just again trying to tie down a specific time and place, because they're touring Ireland at the minute. They're doing 4 days I think over here, and then they're going back for that massive send off as well, which I can't wait. I cannot wait to go over there. It'll be really interesting to talk to them and see how it all built from the magazine to them starting to do stuff then in warehouses to where we are now, where they're selling out 1,500, 2,000 seater arenas, and even bigger I think for this one. So I can't wait for it. Gonna be fun. Gonna get to sing all the songs. Gonna get to have a bit of fun before the final. We'll film as much of it as we can. Myself and Connor will also record a podcast while we're over in Liverpool, so we'll make sure we put that up on the channel as well. It's just going to be a massive build up, and it all leads to one thing, ladies and gentlemen, and that is the Champions League final next Saturday. Number 6, please God, number 6 is on the way. What else we got? Imagine the bromance between Gini, DEPAY and Van Dijk, said Big Man Steve. Torres is the reason I support Liverpool, said Benny 1838. We could be signing Llorente, not the one from Spurs. Yes, I want to get my phone open for this actually, because Connor sent me a screenshot about this beforehand, and a couple of people just before I came on sent me a few messages on WhatsApp. So apparently now this is all very believe what you want, up in the air, media rumours. Liverpool have offered 25 million for Real Sociedad centre-back Diego Llorente. Sociedad say that no offer has been received yet, and apparently he's got a clause in his contract of somewhere around the 50 million mark. Whether you believe this to be true or not, that's up to you. I'm just again passing along some stuff that's floating around in the world of social media. Take everything with a massive pinch of salt. But that to me would be more realistic than spending 80 million or 70 million on De Ligt, because we have Virgil van Dijk, we have Joe Gomez, we have Joe Matip. But if we are looking to bring in a centre-back, then I believe that we're going to move on a centre-back. And the one that I've always said I think we're more likely to move on is, of course, Dejan Lovren. I've seen links to him to Italy, but then James Pearce has said Liverpool have no intention of bringing in a centre back, and they're happy. Klopp's happy with the players that he has at the club already. So again, I don't know what to believe, and I'm not going to tell you any lies. My dog's called Luis Suarez at 210 records. Nice. Craig, put your money on Liverpool to lift number 6 and VVD to win the Ballon d'Or. I'm not going to bet in the final. I've been quite good. I'm not betting over a recent while, so I'm going to carry on. Cameron said, I don't give a fuck who we go for or don't. We'll probably win the league with another one of our guys playing another year with our guys playing together again. Domestic Butler has been kind enough to put in the link to our Twitter account if anybody wants to pop over there. We're just about to hit 32,000 followers on Twitter as well, which is class. Son then Ericsson from Spurs, so Brian Morrissey with regards to who he'd like from Spurs. I bet Kane is not fit. He cannot be injured, most certainly not match fit. I can see him being taken off if he starts. I actually hope he starts, Bill, for the very reasons you're talking about there. I don't think he's fit either, and I think that will hinder Spurs. So yeah, I'm fully of the mindset that I think he'll start. He's definitely available, but he's not match fit. As you said, I think he's been out since April or something. Craig, you watching AEW tonight? AEW. What's AEW, mate? Am I missing a trick here? What top 3 signings would you want Liverpool to make? I have to be honest and say, with regards to the left back, I've got no idea. Or the full back, no idea. Couldn't give you a name. With regards to the forward players, so Pepe, Neres. I'm trying to do these in order. Pepe, Neres. No, sorry. Pepe, Fekir, Neres, DEPAY. Who would I have after DEPAY? Ziyech. That would be the 5 in that order. So Pepe, Fekir, Neres, DEPAY, Ziyech. They'd be the 5 attacking players I'd like to see the club have a look at. Appreciate it, lads. Great stream, said Evan Casey. Always a pleasure, my friend. Always a pleasure. Solo White said, I agree with you about Hazard. Is this in relation to the 888 video, mate? And thank you, by the way, because I got an awful lot of, as you can imagine, abuse over that one. But I stand over what I said. Eden Hazard on his day is an exceptional footballer. But the facts are the facts. He took 5 years to score 50 Premier League goals. Mo Salah did it in 2. In fact, he did it in 69 games. The intent of the video was not to compare Eden Hazard and Mo Salah, but that's the way it was portrayed. My intent was more to say that I think Chelsea will move on when Eden Hazard leaves the club, and the lack of him and his player power and that type of stuff will probably benefit Chelsea moving forward. That was my intent with that video. I know I said he was a fraud, but to be fair, you need to provoke a reaction as well. It seems like only yesterday watching Tommy Smith scored a header. What a night that was for a 16-year-old. Giving away your age there, Bill. Good man. Did you see the things today around Sarri as well? Apparently Sarri has been linked very strongly with a move to Juventus. So again, interesting to see what happens there. We know they were linked with Guardiola. Apparently Guardiola has turned them down a few times, and now they're looking at Sarri. So keep an eye on that one. Sarri, by the way, I think has been massively mistreated at Chelsea. For there to even be conversations around his job before a Europa League final is utterly disrespectful. And I don't blame the man. I'm sure he's furious. Tiernan Down, he said, Craig, mate, I know I said this, but there's just a feeling I have about the lift to Liverpool. I really do. I could be wrong. Mate, if you're right, we're all going to be very, very happy. If you're wrong, you're not the only one. We're all going to be wrong, because I don't see it happening personally. But as I said all along, whoever gets him is going to get one hell of a footballer. Halombe said, anybody remember Samad Yessel always thought he'd make it to the first team? I do. And like you, he was thought of very highly, but didn't quite make it. Has James Pearce mentioned DEPAY yet? Not that I'm aware of. Now it's weird because, you know, the Echo do run an ongoing transfer column where, you know, all the leaks and news and gossip go on to, but I can't think. Connor's probably the man to ask when it comes to James Pearce, because I very rarely get a chance to read through my timeline on Twitter, because I'm usually just replying to people or posting stuff, and, you know, I haven't got much time to be doing it, so I don't get a chance to read too much. The only time I really read stuff is when I'm making my notes for the streams. Crosby Red said, Spurs play worse with Kane, so I'm hoping that he'll start. Again, our numbers on this stream are doing really well. So happy to see so many people in. I think there's 430 something people watching as we speak. Wherever you're watching in the world, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Thank you so much for giving us a go. I'm glad you're here with us. If it's your first time, I kindly ask, if you're enjoying the stream, would you hit that subscribe button? We're just 11 away from 15,900. Surely there's 11 of you wonderful people out there that haven't subscribed yet and think that this bald Irish idiot isn't too bad and might be worth clicking that button for. I hope you do anyway. What else we got? Who's tracing the Reds' flight to Madrid? When do they fly? I don't know. I know they're training at the Real Madrid training complex, I think 2 days before the final. But other than that, Scotty, I don't know. I'd be lying to you, mate. North Red, what have you got? But welcome in here as long as they behave. Have I missed somebody there? Is there somebody new in? Oh, no Manx welcome at pool. That's a very strange comment to make. I mean, why? Why? It doesn't. I don't get it, mate. He played for Manchester United, so what? It wouldn't make any difference to me. All I care about is his performances on the field. Now, of course, mate, you're fully entitled to your opinion, but mine would be that I don't care. If Jurgen Klopp wants him, then that's sound with me. KKK. Let me get some more of your comments. Can somebody tell me what's the DEPAY stuff? Is he going to Liverpool or what? Well, that's something that Evan, none of us can tell you, mate. We spoke earlier on about the fact he was wearing the red suit, boarded a red plane. Liverpool fans tracked his flight. The flight landed in Rotterdam. It looks like he's going to meet up with his international teammates ahead of the Nations League. That's all I know at this moment in time. But he's definitely teasing Liverpool fans, without doubt. Liverpool legend said Chelsea owners are shite, so they'll buy some B-Tech Hazard to replace him. They've bought, what's his face, Chrissy Pulisic. Whether that's his replacement, I don't know. What's the status with Verge? The status is that he's absolutely awesome, Noah Stevo, and that he's not going anywhere, mate. And that Marca linking him to move to Real Madrid is just another shithouse tactic to try and destabilise Liverpool. For whatever reason, I don't know. Why would he go to Real Madrid? Why? They're not a club at the minute that are surely that attractive. Liverpool are in the Champions League final, second year in a row. Real Madrid, I don't know how many games they lost this season in La Liga. They were shocking. They've rebuilding, aging squad. It's not going to happen. It's just more nonsense from the Spanish media. Damien Snowden said, 7 more days until we win the cup. Can't wait. Come on, you red men. Liverpool are the best. I love all the positivity. One quick question, because this, for me, when we beat Barcelona, I was absolutely convinced nothing was stopping us winning number 6. Nothing. But as the days have gone by and we don't get to see Liverpool playing, and we're going to be over, what, 2.5, almost 3 weeks by the time the final comes around, I'm almost forgetting quite how good we are. And my belief is that, not my belief, but I'm starting to get more and more nervous as the days go by. I'm having to kind of go back and watch Liverpool clips to remind myself, we're pretty damn fucking good. Do you know what I mean? We're pretty good. I'm almost allowing the media and other people to convince me that Spurs are favourites for this. Now, not that the media are saying Spurs are favourites, because the bookies have us at something like 1-2 on them, something like 13-10, something like that. But I don't know if I'm just building myself or working myself up into worry here. Because a couple of weeks ago, I was infinitely confident that the Reds were going to do this. I'm still really confident, but more nervous. But I want to know how you're all feeling out there. Are you nervous? Are you confident? Am I just being an idiot? Mane has to get one in the final, said Sean W. Yeah, I'm going Mane and Salah both to score in the final, mate. And maybe one from a defender as well. I think 3-1 to Liverpool is my predicted score. October, I think you heading off, mate. Good night to you. I hope you're settling back in well after your trip over to Ireland and the UK. Before you move to Germany as well, I suppose. Pulisic will never replace Hazard, so then sit back and watch Chelsea shit the bed with Lampard and crumble down. Again, yeah, the whole thing, talking about Lampard, talking about other managers coming in and taking that job while Sarri has a final to prepare for is ridiculously disrespectful. Thoughts on the Mane leaked leave? Google it. It's not happening. Simple as that. More bullshit rumours. No, Stevo. Real Madrid looked to try and get Sadio Mane. Now, I don't want to lie to you here and say it was in the winter window. It might have been last summer. But apparently they made contact with the club, and the club said to them something stupid like, if you're any interested, give us 150 million and Vinicius Jr., something like that. And basically it was a go and fuck yourself to Real Madrid. That deal's not happening, which it isn't. He's not going anywhere. They've all just signed new deals. Our front three are all very happy at Liverpool Football Club. They're all very well paid footballers, and they're all playing at the very elite level in Europe. Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah are about to play in back-to-back, and Bobby Firmino as well, back-to-back Champions League finals. Why would they want to go anywhere else? It doesn't make any sense. Isn't DEPAY going on international duty? I believe he is. I believe that he's meeting up with Holland for the international, the League of Nations. Sorry, I keep forgetting what that stupid thing is called. Tina Owen said, I would take Coutinho back if he went on the pitch before his first home game with a mic and said sorry to the fans and admitted he was wrong. 100,000 billion trillion zillion % that isn't going to happen. Not talking about him coming back, I'm talking about him coming on with a microphone. What you're more likely to get, Tina, in that situation is a media friendly pre-recorded interview with LFC TV where he sits down and talks about it being the biggest regret of his life and says everything that he's supposed to say to try and win fans back over. That's what probably would happen if that deal came. It seems like it's gone quite quiet on him coming back to Liverpool. The only things I'd really seen about it was Tomo and Carragher saying that they take him back. Sam said, Craig, my dad got a ticket to the final. Yes, mate, well in. I'd like to thank you all for your messages to him for the past 2 streams. We were in a taxi when his friend called him and said he had a spare ticket. I'm so happy for your father. Please do pass on our best wishes. I hope he has a wonderful, wonderful trip. And of course, I wish everybody else out there that's looking for tickets every success. But you've been keeping us up to date, mate. So, I mean, please do pass our love on to your dad. That is great news. I'm very happy because the English women's team beat Denmark 2-0 today, said LMA. Great result for them. Congratulations to them. Don't forget, Tranmere promoted as well today. Mike Dean over the moon. Did anybody see him in the crowd giving it socks? You gotta love that, to be fair. Whether you like him as a referee or not, you could see the passion in him. I hope Salah, Hendo and Trent score in the final, said Adam Parks. We can do this, Red family. We are Liverpool, said Teo. Kai said, one-off game. You're the favourites, but we're good at Anfield in the second half and an own goal at the end. It is a one-off game, mate. You're right. Anything is possible in a one-off game. Apparently, we've made a £22 million bid for Diego Llorente, and Sarri has been tempted by a £7 million a year contract offer at Juve. We did cover both of them, Connor, mate, a few minutes ago. I'm yet to see how sincere that link to Llorente is for Liverpool. The Sarri thing came out from, is it Diego Palmieri or whatever that gentleman's name is? I can't remember the name of the outlet that he works with, but yeah, he did post that. Whether it's true or not, I don't know. Craig, would you ever do a watch along with your son? He wouldn't sit still long enough. We do our own little things where me and him record little videos together, but we don't post them anywhere. It's just Daddy and Lucas time, because he does like to sit in front of the camera and just talk, just randomly talk about stuff. And I just sit here and beside him and smile and watch, because I'm just immensely proud of him and of course of my daughter. Posted up a picture today of Lucas in the new home kit and the new goalkeeper's kit, because he came up to me and said that that's all he's going to wear for the summer. That's it. They better be washed, because he only wants to wear those 2 kits for the entire summer. And I love that he's getting so much into Liverpool now. I'm so damn proud, because a year ago he wasn't really that interested. He had the kits and all. I mean, he's had them since he was a baby, but now he's starting to fall. He's starting to get that red bug, and I absolutely love it. And it's going to be a job for myself and Sabrina to keep those 2 kits clean from. But hopefully, you know, we'll pick him up the 2nd kit or the 3rd kit, or we'll go over to Turkey in a couple of, well, no, I think, when are we going to Turkey? In July, and pick him up some of the genuine fakes as well over there. So maybe get him the away in the 3rd kit. But I love the fact that he loves his Liverpool kits. We're definitely going to win it. I believe Mo Salah. Top say we can do it, said Damien. Spurs will be extremely nervous. We'll be well grounded. Myself and Connor were having a conversation about this, and we both firmly believe that the experiences of last year will be massive for Liverpool. The fact that they know what it feels like to build up to the day, the anticipation, when they should eat, when they shouldn't eat, how they feel in the warm-up, what it's like to walk out into that arena. And most importantly, they know what it feels like to lose, and they won't forget that feeling. So I think it will play into our hands and it will be beneficial to us, but still, it's a one-off day. Spurs are a very good side that deserve respect. They have an excellent manager. It's just an occasion to look forward to, and fingers crossed, number 6 for the Reds. Will you be watching it live? If so, I'll watch it with you. Yes, Noah. Whole day of it, mate. Preview show, live watch along, and a post-match show, which will double up as a charity stream as well. I don't like the break in momentum, but I still think we'll win. Yeah, the break in momentum is there because, as you've seen, even today, 1 week before the Champions League final, Spanish clubs were still playing, Italian clubs were still playing, French clubs were still playing. So UEFA have to factor that in. In fairness to them, they can't do anything about that. The fact the Premier League finished early is kind of inconsequential to UEFA. They can only plan it for after the league finished. So, I mean, it's just unfortunate that there was this 2 or 3 week down period for the Reds and Spurs, but there's only 1 week to go. 1 week to go, ladies and gents. Starting to feel the nerves for the final. For the final energy now. This week's going to be difficult at Wizzy Rabbit. I'm just going to try and keep myself busy this week, mate, and just try and keep my head down, get the content out, get a few interviews recorded, go over to Liverpool, have some fun, and just all roads lead to Saturday. All roads lead to Madrid. John Hamilton said, for anybody asking, UEFA announced that Demir Skamina will be referee for the Champions League final. Thank you very much for that one, John. So what's happening with DEPAY? We don't know, mate. He's just teasing everybody with his red suits and his red planes, and Liverpool fans tracking the flights. He's in Holland by the looks of it at the minute anyway. We can't lose against Spurs, said Halombi. What a kick in the nuts that will be, especially in a season like this. Of course it would. It's a season where I want to say we deserve something, but you get what you deserve. So I think it's a season that deserves to end in a trophy. Would you agree with that, ladies and gents? This side have been sensational. To get the points that we got in the league, 97 points, and not win the Premier League is... It's some achievement in itself, but you also have to say it was some achievement by Manchester City to win those last 14 games. They lost against Newcastle and didn't drop a point since January. That's what we were up against, and yet we still kept with them right to the very end. We thought it was over. We went 3-0 down in the first leg against Barcelona. Then they came to Anfield. We know what happened. Messi couldn't even change things. We're just too good on the night. And now we've got a final in Madrid to look forward to. And it is no more than this team deserve. And it's no more than our fans deserve as well, because our fans are amazing. I've seen pictures all week of people with their houses decked out in Liverpool flags and scarves, and people in Liverpool that are doing it just to wind up their bitter neighbours as well that are Everton fans. Of course they're doing it to show the support for the club as well, but they are doing it a little bit as well to wind up their Evertonian neighbours. Who do I want a new Juve manager to be? I've no preference. Pep would be great if we'll get him out of Manchester City, but yeah, I've no preference, mate. It's looking sorry if you go with what your man came out with today, but I've no idea. Every night I watch your streams and get hyped for the final, said LMA. Thank you. Every night I do these streams and get hyped for the final. What nationality is he, John Hamilton? Is he Slovenian or something like that, the referee? I think he's Slovenian or Slovakian if memory serves. Who's the most likely to join Liverpool at this point in time? I can't say. I can't say because I don't know. I'm somebody that believes when things are quiet, stuff is happening. And Pepe, quiet. Fekir, quiet. DEPAY, quiet except for Memphis Depay. Neres, quiet. Whether that means something's happening, I don't know. Disturbs me that Celtic think they're relevant worldwide, said Pepper Red. They're a pretty big club, to be fair, Celtic. I mean, let's not forget, European Cup winning club as well, and I don't support Celtic. They won the treble today, so congratulations to Celtic as well, and I believe Neil Lennon has been offered the job there on a permanent basis. I've no love or hate or tie in to Scottish football whatsoever, but they are a pretty big club, mate, to be fair. I don't know how big they believe they are, the fans believe they are, that's not my place to say. City spent $1 billion more, 1.2 billion, and when we say spent it, we're talking about net here. We're not just talking about they spent it. This is net, so this is after incomings. They've spent something like 1.2 billion. Guess who said, please beat Spurs. They don't even belong in the Champions League. They haven't won a league in how long, for history's sake. We're going to try our best to beat them, mate. But I'm very respectful of Spurs as a football club, so I won't be belittling them at all in the build up to this. And as I said, I'm looking forward to catching up with Expressions as well on Wednesday for a chat. Craig, you bloody legend. Thank you, mate. Very kind of you. We're only, what are we, 7 subscribers away from our next 100, guys. Please do hit that button if you're enjoying the stream. Imagine if DIJK goes to Manchester United. I mean, if he goes, he goes, Will. It's not really our concern, mate, to an extent. Yeah, we'll just wait and see what happens. It'd be a strange footballing decision for him if he did go. Christopher said, I'm worried about the second half of the final because Pochettino can make great subs to change the flow of a game. To be fair, Pochettino was extremely tactically naive, in my opinion, Christopher. Why it took him until the second half against Ajax to push his fullbacks 10 yards further up the field, I don't know. I mean, it was kind of, he had no choice. I would be very confident that Jurgen Klopp would outwit Mauricio Pochettino in the final. I think the fact that both clubs can look to 12 players on the bench is very beneficial to the two managers. And don't forget there's a 4th substitution as well if it went into extra time. But I mean, I'm backing our guys, and both are two very fit clubs. I mean, Spurs and Liverpool, I believe, two of the fittest clubs in the Premier League. It's just going to be a good final between two good teams. Craig, who do I prefer, Arsenal or Spurs? Do you know what? I'm probably on the fence, but because I really dislike AFTV, I'm going to say Spurs because I like expressions, and I'm not a big fan of the type of content AFTV makes, so I'm going to allow that to overrule here and say I'd side with Spurs on that one. But Arsenal are a good club, to be fair. I love their 2 kits for the upcoming season, by the way. If you haven't seen them, have a Google of them. They're back with Adidas, and they're nice kits. They're 2 very nice kits. Is this Klopp's 3rd final in the Champions League? So hopefully if he wins it this time. Yes, it is. He lost against Bayern Munich with Borussia Dortmund. Obviously he lost against Real Madrid with Liverpool. But this is the first final you could probably say he's going in as a favourite, Vinny. He was an underdog in all the other finals. Not that that will make any difference, I don't know. Is DEPAY being used as a smokescreen for Fekir? Why? Why would we... I don't do the whole smokescreen thing, Philip. It's just an ITK's lazy arse way of disguising the fact that they're wrong, usually, on things. So, for me, nah. The Fekir's there, he's available. Oulas has come out and said that there's an agreement in place with Fekir that he can leave the club this summer. There wouldn't need to be any misdirection. If we put 4 past Barca? Who the fuck are Barca? If we put 4 past... Can we have a take 2? Anybody on that one? Can we take 2? If we put 4 past Barca, we must trash Spurs. It's not relevant, to be fair. It's a new game, a new 90 minutes. Anything can happen. Celtic are in a 1-team league. Maybe Rangers will give them a go next season, said Dave Sweeney. This time next week, we'll be happy or very disappointed. Or else in a penalty shootout, mate. Could possibly be there as well. Hopefully, we'll be very happy. I mean, 7 days. Just 7 days. Who's the Polish keeper? Who's the Polish Juve keeper? Because he's really, really good. Szczesny. Isn't it Wojciech Szczesny? The guy who used to be at Arsenal? My uncle's an Arsenal fan, and he said if we lose, he'll never speak to me again. I'd be more concerned with him, or if I was him, with the Europa League final, to be fair. Craig's such a bloody legend. Go to Madrid and win us that lovely trophy. Well, I won't be going to Madrid. I wish I was. Christopher Herbert said, I'd laugh if Hendo wins the trophy and then gets the England captaincy from Kane. I just want Jordan Henderson to lift a trophy above his head for Liverpool, just to give, I know he won't do it, but so we can all give 2 fingers to his haters, because I've really got a pain in my arse with all the Jordan Henderson haters out there for the fact that he's Liverpool captain. In your opinion, who's the 5 biggest clubs in the UK? So UK, you're obviously including there Scotland, right? Well, none of the Scottish clubs are going to be included in this list at the moment, to be fair. United, Liverpool. I'm not putting these in any order, by the way. United, Liverpool. It depends. Are we talking historically, or are we talking about right now? United, Liverpool. Chelsea, they've won a Champions League, so I'll put them in there. I mean, if you're saying Forest, you're going back quite a long way, aren't you? Arsenal haven't won a major European competition. Well, the European Cup, so I couldn't rule them in there, even though they were so good under Arsene Wenger in the Premier League. Celtic, I might sneak Celtic in a 5th spot, mate. And who am I needing now? One more. Villa, very big club, but not these days. Manchester City are irrelevant, so I'm not even going to include them in this conversation. Who is the other club? I don't know. I don't know who I would class as another top 5 club. I probably have to include Villa because of a European Cup, but they did win the European Cup, didn't they? If memory serves me right, they've won a European Cup, and Forest as well. Though I don't know. It's a good question. It depends. It depends which way you want to look at it. I could give you the 5 biggest clubs now because we can factually look at that and tell you what clubs are worth the most money. But other than that, mate, it's about generations and it's about opinion. Yeah, sorry, it's a really difficult question. I wish I would have given you a better answer. Craig, have you clashed with Robbie at AFTV? No, I've never met the man. I've never had any interaction with him whatsoever. I have nothing against him as a person. Well, not at all. He seems like a nice lad from what I've seen. I have nothing against him. I just don't like the channel. Don't like the way they portray their fans. Don't like their style of content. It's just a personal choice. And I absolutely despise Mr. Double Initials as well. But, you know, we've been through this many times. But Troops, Robbie, Claude, nothing against any of them. Nothing whatsoever. They do their thing. They've got the hustle. They built their channel. Leave it to them. I just always feel like they're basically trying to mock their own fan base in the way they make content. And here, stick a camera in somebody's face when they're angry and let it go around. I don't like that. I like to personally be positive. I like to portray our fans in a positive way. I like to try and get inspiration from our fans, not mock them, which is what I believe that channel is all about. And they worked with the Sun, which is another reason I don't like them. But I don't know any of them personally, so please don't think I'm having an attack on any of them as individuals, because I don't know them as individuals. Arsenal has to be in there. Why? That's the thing. Like I was immediately drawn to them, like you've said, Danny, because you think of all the stuff they've done under Arsene Wenger, but it depends what way we're talking about biggest clubs. Then you should include Nottingham Forest. Yeah, as I've said, it's a difficult conversation. It's one that I suppose you have to set out parameters of what you want the context to be. My God, we've got more people watching as well. How are you? Chat's filling up tonight. Great to see you all in. I hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday night. If you're having a few drinks, enjoy yourself. Biggest club in Wales, Cardiff or Swansea? No idea. Couldn't tell you. I haven't got a clue. TNS, probably the biggest club in the Welsh League. Could United seriously outmuscle Barca in the Delit? Yes. Financially, I absolutely think they could outmuscle them, Harrison, without a shadow of a doubt. Barcelona have big issues with their wages. Messi, Coutinho, Dembele, Suarez, Rakitic. Yeah, big wages. I think United, are they 1 or 2 ranked in the world's most richest clubs? And United have a lot of financial muscle, so I think they could, when it comes to finances, absolutely outmuscle Barcelona. Christopher said, I agree with you. I think Klopp is keeping transfers close to his chest. We'll start hearing things right after the final. Leeds are bigger than Liverpool. Fuck off, Harold. Honestly, mate, just stop with your nonsense, will you? How can you come out with that type of a ridiculous comment? 5 European Cups, 18 league titles, and you think Leeds are a bigger club than Liverpool? Cop yourself on, Harold, will you? For fuck's sake. Right, here's some odds. So people have said to me, who's most likely to sign for Liverpool? I don't know, but there was a piece in the Echo today that listed off some of the odds of players to come. Memphis Depay is ranked at 11 to 10 to sign for Liverpool, so that's almost even money. Nabil Fekir 7 to 2, Isco 5 to 1, Asensio 5 to 1, and Ruben Neves at 5 to 1. Take from that what you want, as I said. Just passing on. The 11 to 10 on Depay thing was interesting. I don't know if that's just because the bookies have had a flurry of money on Depay joining Liverpool and maybe that has shortened the odds, or if there's something to it. Cameron Hogwood. Now, I don't know who this gentleman is, but I believe he must be some type of a football journalist. He was doing a piece with the Echo, and he said that links to Werder Bremen's 31-year-old striker Max Kruse make absolute sense. Somebody mentioned him last night on the stream. I said I'd heard nothing about it because at the time I hadn't, but I did go and look into it today. And as I said, this gentleman, Cameron Hogwood, was doing some stuff with the Echo, and he said that the links to Werder Bremen, in his opinion, for Max Kruse would make absolute sense. 31 years of age, I think. Obviously, he will be back up. I'm not going to lie, I haven't watched him play. I'm sure people in the chat have seen him play, but for me, I don't know anything about the guy. He's a big, tall guy, big, strong lad by the looks of it, but other than that, I don't know. Fekir is absolutely better than DEPAY, said Notorious XP. I'd prefer him, personally, mate, if I had to pick one of the two. Red Hulk said, I think we'll hit 16k on final day with all that content. I think we might hit it beforehand. We've a week to go. We did the Europa League final watch-along as well, and a few more shows. I think, what will be 3 away now from 15,900, so we're getting close. Bolton are looking for someone to own them, said Sam Briggs. Leeds fucked up getting back to the Premier League, said Douglas James Horn. Yeah, they kind of did, to be fair. And I do like Leeds as a club. How do you all feel about Memphis? Right. Let me put it to the group. Memphis, DEPAY or Fekir? Which one do you want? Put it in the chat. DEPAY or Fekir? I suppose somebody asked me, so it's only fair that I put it to the group. We've been lifting the Champions League trophy this time 14 years ago. Yeah, who'd ever forget that one? Luke Smith, said Craig. Yes, mate. How are you? How can I help? I've huge respect for League, but that's bullshit, said Brian Morrissey. As do I. I've said many times, I've got lots of uncles who support Leeds, but to say they're bigger than Liverpool is just, it's embarrassing, to be fair. You'll hit 20k if we win the Champions League, said Notorious XP. I don't know. I've honestly got no idea what to expect. I think our record on a stream is about 500 subscribers. I think something like that was our record to gain on a stream. We did do... We've got 3,500 new subscribers over the past month, which is nuts. I'm still amazed by that. Our target, for people that are joining us that don't know about the channel, we're roughly just over a year old with regards to actually putting out content going on YouTube. We posted some audio stuff before that, but we really started the channel, I think it was around March or April time last year. And we set ourselves a goal within the end of the first season, which is this season, to have hit 5,000 subscribers. That goal we pushed back to 10,000 subscribers, then 15,000 subscribers, and now we're past 15,000, and I don't know. I don't know how it's happened. I'll be forever grateful that it's happened. But yes, thank you, as I keep saying. And I'm going to keep saying it because I'm shocked. Right, so let's get into your comments. Who do we want, DEPAY or Fekir? Right, here's where they start. So Bunny Tribe said Fekir, Tom Boland, DEPAY, Liverpool Football Club, DEPAY. Mr. Priem, I think DEPAY. DEPAY less injury prone, said Jason Smith. Memphis now to think of Fekir's knee. It's buggered, said Douglas James Horn. DEPAY for Halombe. Mac, DEPAY. Sean W said Fekir. Brian Morrissey, Fekir. Neither. I want Felix or Pepe, said John Hamilton. Jack said he just doesn't know. DEPAY won't join United, said HYS Football. Fekir for Cape Town Muslim. Royce and Whitehurst, Fekir. This is a tough one. This is really seems to be 50-50. It started off with a lot of DEPAYs. Now we're back into a few Fekirs. I'd rather have I don't know, Fekir, I think Pepperhead's trying to say. Fekir with DEPAY's knees. Fekir. Oh, maybe Fekir's... Oh, it looks like Fekir could win this. Dirty Girl, DEPAY. Media Centre Man, Fekir. Scotty, Fekir. Craig, how long has Goldbridge been going? The honest answer, I haven't got a clue. I think it's over 5 years, but maybe I know we've got some United fans in the chat. Maybe you guys were following Mark Goldbridge's channel, The United Stand, when it started. I don't know how long it's been going. I think it's about 5 years, but I could be wrong. A lot longer than us anyway, and he's infinitely bigger as well, of course, and deserves every single one of his subscribers. What's the DEPAY news? We said that he wore a red suit, went on a plane, The plane was being tracked by Liverpool fans. The plane also happened to be red. It landed in Rotterdam. A lot of people believe he's just teasing Liverpool fans, but then again, some people believe that he's been linked. What have we got? DEPAY, Fekir, Timo Werner, said Min. DEPAY for Jones, Nuff, Fekir for Adam Parks. Is DEPAY going to sign? I would be lying to you, mate, Warrior, if I gave you an honest answer. The truth is, I do not know. If Shaqiri and Lallana both go, then could we get both? Yes. I mean, thinking about this from a financial perspective, Liverpool can afford to buy Fekir, DEPAY, Pepe, and what roughly 150 million there. We have that. We've gained about 100 million from getting to the Champions League final. We brought in 154 million from Premier League money this season. We posted over 100 million quid profit. We're about to sign a massive new kit deal next season. The club has money, so dropping 150 million would probably be feasible. And then add to that the fact that you're looking at moving on maybe with Kleiny. You're getting Sturridge off the wage bill. Moreno's going. Mignolet wants to move on. Maybe Lallana, maybe Shaqiri. Who else is there? Ryan Kent, maybe. Harry Wilson, maybe. There's talk around Marco Grujic. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else I've forgotten here that might be moved on. So the club are looking to bring in around 100 million as well. So that would be, what, a 50 million net spend in very basic terms. Larry Leach wants Fekir. How are you, buddy? I feel like it's been a while, or maybe I've just missed your comments. I hope you and the good people of Calgary are very well. Fekir would be better. I think we can say Fekir won that, ladies and gentlemen. Harry Daw said, Goldbridge started in 2015. I used to watch it due to his rants on Van Gaal. There you go. 4 years. Wow. Well done to him. What a turnaround in 4 years to get to where he's been. Great stuff. He works very hard, does Mark, and he deserves it. Liam Hunter said, do you think Champions League of all countries do I think the champions of all countries should get into the Champions League? It is the way it used to be, Liam, and it used to be just a knockout competition. It'll never go back to that, mate, because of the money that's in it right now. They need more top clubs from around Europe to be into it. So I kind of like it the way it is, because without it being the way it is, we wouldn't have been in the competition, mate. So we wouldn't have had Istanbul. We wouldn't be looking at last year. We wouldn't have this year. And we wouldn't have next year. So I'm all for it being the way it is, personally. Roy said, Mark Goldbridge recommended this channel for me. When was that, if you don't mind me asking, Roy? Now, for people, again, that are wondering why we talk about Mark on the channel as well, Mark has been very good to us when we started out. I've been on the United stand for the last 2 times Liverpool played United, and then Mark was kind enough to come on and do a post-match show with us for both of those games as well. So, again, nothing but love for Mark Goldbridge. He's been very helpful to us, and yeah, I wish him every continued success. He's going from strength to strength, isn't he? It's just such a shame he supports United. I mean, if you can push that to one side, he's a lovely lad, but there is the United aspect to it. But yeah, I would like to know when he recommended the channel, because that's class. I'll never forget the first day he dropped into our chat. I was sure it was somebody taking the piss, because we've had other people come in and take the piss, but all of a sudden I seen, I think it was the United Stands account that came in, and I was going, yeah, this bullshit. And he said, oh, another Liverpool channel, 4.5k, well done. And I just thought, that's not him. And then people went, it is him, that is him. And I thought, Jesus, it is him. And then he came in a couple more times and he was very complimentary, and then we spoke off air, and again, very complimentary, gave me some insight into what he did, gave me a lot of inspiration, if I'm being honest, and let me know kind of the way he went about things. And yeah, just, he's been very helpful. I definitely look at him, as much as he's a mank, and God, that drives you mad, of course, I definitely do see him as an inspiration. Pisses me off when people say you're just a BTEC Goldbridge, not because they're saying I'm a lesser Goldbridge, but because even comparing us is weird, because we're very, very different people. I'm much more likely to swear and get angry than him, at people I mean, whereas, you know, he's brilliant for very fun one-liners and very good insight into football, of course, as well, and he works his fucking backside off. I will give him that one. Plus he does FIFA streams and stuff, which I find funny when I see them. By the law, the fucking law, said Dirty Girl. By the law. if you hear a click all the time, by the way, I keep just clicking and clicking and clicking to just keep, I like to see if we're keeping people on the stream, which we've managed to do throughout the entire night tonight. We've got about 15 minutes to go, ladies and gentlemen, so if there's anything that you haven't asked, please do put it in the chat. I'll try my best to get to it. Again, just a reminder, we're not going to be doing a late night agenda tomorrow night. I will do something during the day tomorrow, probably a little bit earlier in the evening, and then we'll post up the interview we do with Cash, so that'll go live tomorrow night as well at about 9:30. Have I been to Newry? Yes, loads of times, mate. Used to go up there pretty much before every Christmas to get the Christmas drink, really, pretty much, and sometimes to get some fireworks as well. Do you know what I mean? Because they were illegal over that side of the border. Ramos to Liverpool, absolutely not going to happen. And whoever started that rumour needs a kick in the nuts because it's ridiculous. Can I talk about DEPAY again? Mossy, I've did it 4 times. I've done it 4 times on the stream, mate. I feel like I'll be just doing people's heads in if I keep going back over it. Craig's having a session in his house at 16k. Everybody's invited. If you can find my house, the door's always open for a cup of tea if you want to come. But you got to find a house first. Goldbridge has some really funny analogies. He does, to be fair, yeah, he does. I'd just call somebody a cunt, whereas he'd come up with something much more articulate and funny. United offered 35 million for Dembele for Lyon. I did see that one last night, mate. Not Ousmane Dembele, obviously. I can't remember the guy's first name. The guy that was at Celtic. Moussa Dembele. Yes, sorry, it's Moussa Dembele, isn't it? Champions League should be the winners of the league, cups, European cups. It makes it more interesting than 4 teams from one league. Yeah, but it's all about the television money these days, unfortunately, mate. So, whilst they can get that many games on, and they actually wanted to expand it, let's not forget. Craig, it'll be a huge blow if we lost next weekend. It will. It absolutely will. And I'm not even allowing myself to think that we're going to lose next weekend. I just can't bring myself to think that. My previous comment was unreal. Can't believe you missed it, said Brian. That's making me work for it here, Brian, aren't you? What, the 15,900 comments? Thank you. Don't forget that we're 100 away, so do keep hitting that subscribe button, ladies and gents. Let's push towards 16k. Goldbridge always recommends you whenever he talks about Liverpool. That is so kind of him, and I'm always going to be very appreciative of that. I mean, for somebody the size of his channel to even know we exist is great. But I like to think we do a good job on here as well, and I like to think that we've got an amazing group of subscribers in the chat, which is why people stay when they come in. Sergio Ramos, fuck off, said Darren Calvin. Craig, are you watching The Virtues with Stephen Graham? It's on Channel 4. Nah. I mean, we have Channel 4, alright, but can't say I have. Stephen Graham, very good actor, but I don't know what it's about. Cup of tea, more likely we get a load of gear, said YFam. I cannot speculate on that type of behaviour, young man. Yes, I cannot speculate. I'll find your house, Craig. Get some DIJK in. Wendy, the door. You'll get my address, Wendy, if you're ever over in these parts. The door is always open for you here, my friend. You know that. We cannot lose next weekend, said Drombo. Absolutely not. We've broke United after Barca now, said Vinny. Zidane is a blank checkbook. You can forget about VVD. That's just desperate. Well, firstly, he absolutely does not have a blank checkbook because they have to move on a lot of players. And if they're already trying to barter for Eden Hazard, you can see it's not going to be a straightforward summer for them. Now, they will have some money to spend. Of course they will. Zidane wouldn't have taken the job unless he was told there was money there to spend. If we lose to Tottenham, I'll never hear the end of it, said Celtic CC Castle Clash. Look, losing would be absolutely horrendous. But as I've said all along, I'm very respectful towards Spurs as a club. And if we lose the Champions League final and Spurs win it, then I will be the first one on to congratulate them. I will be heartbroken, possibly in tears, but I will, because they deserve respect. I can't see us losing barring something catastrophic, said Mark Anthony Vieira. We did beat them twice in the league this year, if you want to take that as any type of a sign, which you probably can't because it's a one-off game. Have I heard anything about a left back we need cover for Robbo? There was the whole stuff around Lloyd Kelly. He went to Bournemouth, so that's put to bed. I've also heard a lot of stuff to say that Adam Lewis is very highly thought of and that he's going to be pushed through to be the backup. Other than that, Gavin, I would be lying to you, mate. I've heard very, very little about a fullback coming into the club. Barca lost to Valencia. Origi has finished off Barca, said Virgil. Can somebody tell me if DEPAY is going to Liverpool? We can't, Jason, because we honestly do not know, my friend. We hope so. Well, some of us hope so. He's teasing Liverpool fans, that much is certain. Dublin has house numbers, don't they? I'll start at number 1 and work my way up. You'll be in the wrong fucking county, mate, because I don't live in Dublin. So, as I said, I live in Gorey in County Wexford. So I've narrowed it down for you there. And I live in a council estate as well. So I've really narrowed it down for you. Other than that, I'll leave the rest to you. Players like Henderson and Milner deserve this trophy so much, said Luke Cox. Yes, I believe Jordan Henderson absolutely deserves to lift that trophy above his head. I'm just going to look through my notes because I feel I've missed something. Nope, I've gone through it all actually. Yay, nice one. Again, just a shout out to All Star Signings, who we're going to be doing some more giveaways with. If you want to go over to their site and check it out, allstarsignings.com. Father's Day is coming up as well, don't forget, so have a look on there. If there's anything that you like, they've given us a code to give to our subscribers and our followers to get 10% off on there. It's AS10, so AS10, all capitals, AS and then the number 1 and 0, and that'll get you 10% off absolutely anything on allstarsignings.com. Doesn't matter if you're a Liverpool fan or not, they have stuff from most clubs on there, a lot of English legend stuff as well, so do check it out. And just to reiterate, we're doing this, we're working with the guys because we want to give you guys back stuff. We're not getting anything from you buying from there. So don't feel like I'm trying to push this onto you because we're getting money from sales. We're not. We work with these companies like 3 Retro, All-Star Signings, Score Draw to get giveaways, to give you guys stuff. That's what we want to do. So that's why I said check them out. And having worked with them, having worked with Score Draw and 3 Retro, we couldn't have asked for better people to work alongside. They have been sensational, so kind to us. Yeah, so lots of love to them. What else we got? Ramos is trying to get a new contract, said Arnold. Yeah, he pulled the shit last year as well, didn't he? Or was it the year before where he was flirting with United? I'd be very nervous if Robbo's backup had never played first team football before. I get where you're coming from, Brian, mate. I absolutely, on this one, I'm with you. On the goalkeeper, we had a little bit of a difference of opinion. On this one, I absolutely get where you're coming from. I want us to bring somebody in who can cover both fullback positions. People will say Milner can play there. Yes, he can, but it's still not perfect. I like the idea of a young guy coming through, but I absolutely do understand the potential drop off from an Andy Robertson to a young player could be immense. But then again, it could be the making of him as well, so what do I know? It's hard to gauge DEPAY because of the league he plays in. Good point, Mark Anthony Vieira. It is very hard to gauge him. I've seen Memphis DEPAY miss sitters. I've seen him score worldies. I've seen him change games. I've seen him do nothing in games. And I've seen him have a great attitude. And I've seen him argue with his manager. So I genuinely don't know what the story is with Memphis DEPAY either. Yes, mate, you're a yellow belly now. I'm always going to be a dub, Gavin. Always. Doesn't matter how long I live in Wexford. To me, I was born and raised in Dublin, so I will always be a dub. And I say that from... I was the very, very tip of Dublin as well. I was the last town in Dublin before you got to County Wicklow. On DEPAY, he's probably visiting his family on the Dutch FA for the Nations League. That's most likely where he is. Guess who? You're absolutely spot on. Delit to United, thoughts? They're capable of pulling it off. They've got the financial muscle. I still think it's probably just negotiating stuff. But Mina Raiola knows he'd get a big, dirty, fat payday out of Manchester United, and he's trying to get that big, dirty, fat payday out of Barcelona. Now, to give you some type of context on this, when Paul Pogba signed for Manchester United, who also has Mina Raiola as his agent, it's reported that Mina Raiola made something like £23 million. Yes, you heard me right. Mina Raiola apparently made £23 million from Paul Pogba joining Manchester United. To me, that's sickening, and it's too much money taken out of the game for agents. And I've ranted about agents before, but that just kind of lets you know that there is some chance he'd go to United, because Mina Raiola has an outstanding relationship with Manchester United, and Mina Raiola knows that he will get his palm kind of nicely greased by Manchester United. And if Barcelona don't do that, then you know what? He may well end up at Manchester United. Please, Liverpool come to Belfast to play Cliftonville in pre-season, said Germanus. Yeah, they've been in Dublin quite a lot, mate, haven't they? They just... Is Windsor Park big enough though? That's the only thing I'd worry about. You might see perhaps the under-23s or something go over, or a Liverpool 11, but I just wonder, will even Windsor Park be big enough, mate, to... Now, I know Cliftonville don't play in Windsor Park. I'm just thinking... I mean, Linfield play there, don't they, if memory serves correct? I'm just thinking of the size of the stadium. Shame it never worked out with Flanagan. Not really. No, I mean, I've lost all respect for Flanagan after the incident where he assaulted that lady. His lady, I believe, if memory serves me correct. I've no time for that. I'm sorry. To me, he's... Yeah. Nah, I don't even want to talk about John Flanagan because of that. I work with a fella from Ireland. I can say nice people. I think we're alright, mate. Do you know what I mean? I think our nation as a group of people are pretty damn good. I'm proud to be Irish, although I do want to emigrate to America. I've been open about that. Get John Flanagan back. Not for me, as I said, for the reasons a second ago. Yeah, especially like as a married man. Yeah, I can't even imagine a situation where I'd raise my hand to my wife. I mean, I'd fully imagine she'd kick my arse if I did, but nah, I couldn't. Nah, I've no respect for a man that does that. None. You're not a man. You're a fucking coward if you raise your hand to a lady. What else we got? Real Madrid say they can get anybody in world football considering how crap they've been. They're a powerful club, but they're not as powerful as they once were. Were you at the Dublin decider against Celtic a few years back? Yes, I was. I was also at the Napoli games. I was at the game against Shamrock Rovers. I was at the game against Athletic Bilbao. So yeah, I've been to most of the games that they've come over to Dublin. We usually get media passes as well to them, which is really cool. I have to say, it's really good fun going into the media zone. Mino Raiola also knows if his players go to United, then he can move them onto Barca Madrid in 4 or 5 years' time and get another huge fee, which is a good point from Ian. Thank you for that, Ian Turlington. What happened with Flano? Just Google it, mate. I mean, I would give you probably misinformation, which I don't want to do. All I would say is Google it, and you'll get the proper story. Flanagan to play in the final. Well, he's a Rangers player, so no, mate. And he's not on loan there. He is a Rangers player. What if it's a lady in a Man United shirt? I don't know. Oh, with raising your hand thing. No, mate. Anybody who raises their hand to a lady is a coward. And a scumbag, at that, I should say. Craig, United make a great football, or you'd make a great football agent with your diplomatic skills. I don't think I'm greedy enough. Cape Town Muslim, that's the thing. I would be one of those agents that genuinely has the best interest of the player, because if I have a very small circle in my life of people that I really trust, but if you're in that circle, I will die for you as a mate. Like, I will do anything for you. So I would think if I was an agent, I'd probably be to my own detriment at times, but I would make sure I look after the player, particularly if you're talking about younger footballers here. Never raise your hand to a woman. Absolutely, absolutely. There should be a cap on agents' fees. They should be paid for by the player. That's where I think about this. Why in football are they paid for by the clubs? Every other sport I'm aware of, I mean very top level sports, basketball, baseball, American football, aren't the players responsible for paying their agents? Now, I know players in football do pay their agents, but this whole idea of them making tens of millions off a transfer is sickening. It's money going out of your pocket, my pocket, other fans' pockets. It's putting up the costs of shirts. It's putting up the cost of going to games. It's putting up the cost of people's season tickets. It's just disgusting, and something needs to be done about it. Harrison Lang said, James Rodriguez, Dybala, João Felix, DEPAY, Fekir or Bruno Fernandes? James Rodriguez, no way. For me, he is too injury prone, too inconsistent, and there's a reason Bayern Munich don't want to make that 2-year loan deal permanent. Dybala has said that he wants to stay at Juventus. João Felix looks like he is probably, well, I say probably, Manchester City very interested in him. You're looking at 120 million. So I'd say DEPAY, Fekir or Bruno Fernandes is probably more likely from those three. And for me, Fekir trumps everybody, pretty much, if they can get through the medical. Poole played at Windsor Park before. Well, then there you go. If they did, they did. Yeah, and it would be nice because they've worked very hard to update Windsor Park, and yeah, I would love it for the Northern Irish Reds to get to see Liverpool play over there because they're absolutely fanatical. There's busloads of them go over every single week. I have a season ticket at Fir Park, said Scotty. Nice one, pal. Hello, Craig. I couldn't watch the stream tonight that much. Anthony, that's okay, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I know you said you were in hospital yesterday. I hope you're feeling better today. My poor little dude has a vomiting bug, unfortunately. Craig, if I must pick one from them, I'd pick Fekir. Fekir fit in well at Liverpool. He'd be perfect. Absolutely perfect. He was one of those players, as I said last year, when you heard his name linked, you just went, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. Would you take De Gea? We don't need him. Apparently Klopp's interested. No, he isn't. There's no way Liverpool are interested. Look at this from a logical perspective. One, when's the last time you remember a deal taking place between Liverpool and United, particularly for a top level footballer? Secondly, we don't need him because we have a fantastic goalkeeper that we've spent a world record fee to bring in. So yeah, there's absolutely no way that that's going to happen. Fekir or Bruno Fernandes, says Adam Morris for him. De Ligt very close to United, said Samuel. There's definitely talks happening. It seems that United are definitely trying to push for that transfer. I still feel he'll end up at Barcelona, by the way, but I couldn't absolutely rule out the United thing because they have the financial muscle to make it very attractive for him and his agent. Sousa from AC Milan, cheap and a good player. Not good enough for me, Harrison. Has said before that he was previously unfinished business in the Premier League, I think, but again, nah, not for me. I would see him as more of a Spurs player, if you get where I'm coming from. Possible replacement for Christian Eriksen. Craig, so much BS talking the transfer window, it's hilarious. There is, but it's kind of what makes it fun as well, isn't it? Look, ladies and gentlemen, we've just dipped below 15,900 again. If you're watching and you haven't subscribed, you want to do me a favour, I'd love to go past 15,900. Please do hit that subscribe button in the last couple of minutes here and move us along towards that 16k target. We only need a couple of subscribers really. Well, 101, but a couple to get past 15.9 would be rather nice to finish up on. We'd either sign Pulisic or Sancho. Well, Pulisic's gone to Chelsea, Steve, so that ain't going to happen. Sancho, I think if I'm advising Jadon Sancho, I'm saying, mate, stay at Borussia Dortmund for another year, develop your game, and everybody will still want you next year. There'll still be a shit ton of people that want to sign that guy. Van der Beek, yeah, one that I've not seen links to, but people keep telling me that we're interested in, Harrison. I don't know, buddy. I've genuinely not seen a single thing that has linked us to Van der Beek. Nothing, except for people just mentioning it. Current situation on Ndombele. Liverpool have been rumoured, Manchester United have been rumoured, and a couple of other clubs in Europe have been rumoured. Again, I can't speak to how serious those rumours or those links are, Kyle, mate. Sorry. Literally nobody has done business yet in the Premier League. Yeah, it is mad. Is there nobody? Nobody done any business, no? Surely somebody has done something. That is crazy. If nobody's done anything in what, 10 days since the window opened? Jason said, Craig, we definitely need a backup left back and a creative player. I absolutely 100% agree with you, Jason. 98 subscribers to go, ladies and gents, so we hit 16k. Keep hitting that button. Liverpool and Valencia ended Barcelona this season. I love it. Absolutely love it. Can't believe we got 60 million for Christian Pulisic. Or can't believe we got. You must be a Borussia Dortmund fan, are you? And then went and spent the money so wisely. Julian Brandt, Torgan Hazard, and I can't remember who the third player was, but Dortmund are so clever with their transfers. So clever. Liam Hunter said Everton have signed Lossell from Huddersfield. And Bournemouth have, yeah, of course. We know Bournemouth have. You're right. We spoke about Lloyd Kelly earlier on, so well in on that one. So there has been some Premier League business done. Have to say Dortmund did great business, said Nice Day. They're very good with their transfer business, Dortmund. Yeah, very good. Right, look, ladies and gentlemen, I think we shall bring tonight's stream to a close. Just a reminder, I'll be doing something earlier during the day tomorrow. I will schedule it, so keep an eye out. That's why I've said before, guys, if you've subscribed to the channel, make sure to also turn on the notifications. Tomorrow, at the usual time, will be the late night agenda. We'll put up the pre-recorded interview with Cash. But I will do a little bit of a transfer thing during the day. The reason I won't be on tomorrow night, as I said, is we're going over to Liverpool on Monday morning very early. So I won't be able to stream tomorrow night because I'll have to get some type of rest before I go over there. But until then, I'll keep you up to date tomorrow as much as I can before we head off. Thank you so much for coming in as always. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like on the stream, and take care of your families. Tell your loved ones that you love them. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and up the motherfucking Reds.